Hi, everyone, and thank you for joining us for OACAC's Virtual College Exploration. We're excited to have you joining us today and hope that you'll take away a number of different things from this session. Over the next 45 minutes, your camera and microphones will be off. You'll have the opportunity to ask questions using the Q&A function on your screen. We encourage you to view a recording of this session and sign up for other sessions at oacac.org. And at this time, I will turn it over to Bethany College.
Hi, everybody. My name is Johnny Falcone. I'm a Senior Assistant Director of Enrollment and Recruiting Coordinator here at Bethany College. And more than that, I'm a very proud 2010 Bethany graduate where I got my degree in sports management, and I also played football and ran track. If you're not familiar with Bethany College is a very small school at the very top of West Virginia. So if you're looking at a map and you see where PA, Ohio, and West Virginia are, where they all touch, that's where Bethany is. We are 1 mile outside of Pennsylvania, and we are 7 miles outside of Ohio. We're actually so close to Ohio that I actually live in Ohio. So it's really cool. Ohio is actually our biggest state for the past 3 years of incoming freshmen on campus, and overall our biggest state of students on campus. So a lot of students from Ohio do come to Bethany. We are a very small school. We are 600 students overall with our 4 classes on campus. And the classes average about 150 to 200 students a year coming in. So they are very small, but we are very, open to everybody coming to Bethany. We do have 30 states and 11 countries on campus out of our 600 students. So we are very, very diverse. We are gonna be more diverse than most schools across the country. And that makes us very, very unique. And it makes us very wonderful that we're open to everybody. And we have this diversity like that on campus. So we have students from Ohio, PA, West Virginia, New York, Maryland, Virginia, New Jersey. We have students from North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Kansas, Florida, Texas, Arizona, California, Oregon, North Dakota, Montana, just to kind of give you some ideas. And then we also have students from Antigua, Mexico, Canada, Australia, just to kind of show you where our students come from. So it's a really, really cool place in that regard. With being a small school, we are a private institution. We are affiliated with the Disciples of Christ College and movement that you will see in a few other schools across the country, such as Hiram College and TCU, Texas Christian University. We are a sister school to them with being the Disciples of Christ institution. Just because we are Disciples of Christ institution does not mean we only focus on recruiting Disciples of Christ students. We focus on recruiting all students, and that shows with our different diversity that we have. We do offer Disciples of Christ church scholarships for students affiliated with that religion. But a really nice thing about Bethany is we are very liberal in the sense that we allow students to come to campus. They do not have to go to chapel. They do not have to attend religious ceremonies. It's nothing like that we force upon students. We want students to make their own decisions and be comfortable when they're on campus with us. We do have a Christian church in town, which is affiliated with the Disciples of Christ movement. We also have a Catholic chapel in town. And then in some of the neighboring towns, we do have other churches for students to go to if they're affiliated with any religion and want to go to church on Saturdays or Sundays. Another nice thing about Bethany is that we have 22 sports, varsity sports, and we have an equestrian program. So students really come to Bethany if they want to become a college athlete, but more importantly, a student athlete. The really nice thing about us is that we have those 22 sports to choose from, 11 women's sports and 11 men's sports, and you have the ability to come and participate in 2 to 3 sports. Like I was a 2-sport athlete, so you have that ability as well. The equestrian program is a club program, but they do compete against other Division III, Division II, and Division I schools. Fun fact about Bethany's athletic department is that with 22 varsity sports, we are the biggest athletic department in the state of West Virginia. We are actually bigger than the Division I institutions in our state. So that's a really fun fact about us. We have a very, very rich history in athletics. We actually have played in 2 soccer national tournaments and won in overtime the soccer national championship in 1994. We have 3 teams that lead the way with all-time conference championships in our league, and that is men's soccer with over 40 league championships, and of course, 2 national championship appearances and a national championship victory. We have men's basketball leading the way with 21 championship game appearances, 14 league titles, and 10 national championship berths. And then we have softball with 12 league championships and also a trip to the 2002 World Series, which that team is now going into our Hall of Fame here in the spring. We have our Hall of Fame ceremony. And then women's basketball now is actually the most historic program in league history and leads the way with 8 conference championships because a team left our conference and we were number 2 at the time. So now we are number 1 in league championships in there. So football has won numerous league championships. Track has won numerous indoor championships, cross country. So we have a lot of success with all of our sports. We've had national qualifiers. We've had national finalists. We've had teams make the national tournament. So we have a very, very rich tradition in our athletic program. Then that really makes us, different than most places because we want you to succeed academically and we also want you to succeed athletically. And the athletic part is shown right there that we have some very successful athletes who, and especially the ones that have been academic All-Americans and academic all-region players. So then it kind of leads me into the next part. So, right, we covered about what Bethany's kind of about with our student body to our athletics to let's talk about social. So Bethany College socially is a really unique place, okay? We sit on 1,300 acres. Now, that doesn't mean campus is all on 1,300 acres, but campus consists of 1,300 acres. So we are a rural campus, okay? We are in a very small town. The campus itself, from the farthest end to the farthest end on 2 different points of campus is about a 15-minute walk. So like I said, we're not spread out on all 1,300 acres, but we do have trails, we do have walking paths, we have waterfalls, ponds, streams that you can go check out and explore in the woods. It's a really cool setting. If you look at pictures of Bethany College, you're going to see the college and think, wow, this is like Harry Potter. This is pretty cool. It's kind of like Hogwarts. So, we're very old, but we're very historic in that regard as well. So yes, 1,300 acres for you to go explore, and we have the trail system for you to go check out. We were founded in 1840 when West Virginia was still considered Virginia. So we have we have the oldest college buildings on campus. So, and in the state. So it's very, very cool. A lot of the original architecture is still there. A lot of places can boast about having new type of buildings and things like that, and that's great. But how many places have their buildings standing from 1840? That gives you that ambiance and tranquility of like taking a walk back in time to the 1800s, but yet having 21st century technology. So that's really cool in that regard as well. So when you're on campus and you're seeing all this stuff, we have a very, very unique setup to everything. So first and foremost, when you come to Bethany's campus and you are a student, you don't have to live in a dorm. Okay, what we have for students are suites and apartments. So we have what's called Campbell Village. That's where I lived. And that's very unique to us. It's 4 different apartment buildings. And you would live in an apartment with 3 other people for 4 total. And you actually have your own kitchen that's fully furnished. You have your own living room that's fully furnished. You have 2 bedrooms on each side, and the bedrooms, there's one straight ahead and there's one off to the left. So the bedrooms are very close to each other, but the bedrooms are fully furnished as well. And you actually have a full-size bed in there. And then you actually have your own private bathroom. So it's a double sink, full tub and shower, and a separate door that leads into the toilet. So it's a really cool setup. And then there's Cochran Hall. Cochran Hall is more of the suite style. So you would walk in, you have a bathroom right to your right, and it's a stand-up shower, toilet, and a sink all in the same room. And then you have a little living area that's furnished, and then a bedroom that is furnished as well, and 2 people would live in there. And then the third option we would have would be our honors college dorm, which is called Good Night, and that's more of a cube style. So you would walk in, and if you imagine walking in, you have a kitchen and you have a big living room that everybody shares. So smaller kitchen, bigger living room. And then off 3 sides of that room are hallways that lead to 4 bedrooms where students stay, and then a bathroom that students would share. So when you're in the honors college, you actually have your own room, and you only share a bathroom with 3 other people. So our housing is very unique in that regard, that you never have to stay in a dorm. The one thing though about housing, I always like to try to give people a heads up on, is it's a first come, first served basis. So the faster somebody would deposit with us, the better the chances they could get their housing as a freshman coming in with what they want. Then as you go up into your sophomore year, junior year, senior year, and you want to room with some different people and pick where you want to live, then yeah, you can definitely get where you want to go. With the housing situation, we also don't charge you for laundry when you're on campus. So that's really unique because most places will make you do that. We don't. You actually pay a $60 fee per semester within your price of room and board, and you can do laundry for free in the dorms whenever you want. There's usually 4 washers and 4 dryers available. Kind of going off of that, the other thing about campus that makes us so unique, right? Housing's great. The old buildings are great. The trail system is great. The next thing is our cafeteria and our meal plan system. So some schools will make you pick like 14, 18, 21 meals per year for your meal plan. We actually have an unlimited meal plan. So our cafeteria opens at 7:30 in the morning and closes at 9 o'clock at night. And you can go in literally at any single time during the day, whether it's 1 time, no times, or 10 times, and swipe your card and have breakfast, have lunch, have dinner, go back at night and get a snack, get a coffee, get some veggies, maybe some fruit, and head out before one of your practices or rehearsals. And you just swipe your card. A lot of students will go in and swipe in and, maybe grab a snack and go sit outside in between classes, or even just do their work inside the cafeteria there. So it's really cool. In the back of the cafeteria, we actually have 2 different meeting rooms, a private dining room, and a pool table and ping pong table set up for our students to actually play. So, it's a really cool setup in there. We also have what's called the Hub. The Hub is another eatery on campus, and it sells Starbucks coffee, which we give you a free $100 to on your meal plan. And then you also can get soups, sandwiches, salads, sports drinks, pop, chips, like bagels, muffins, things like that. They sell in there as well. So that's all for you. So that's our meal plan. So if you really think about our meal plan and the way our dorms are set up, that you really don't stay in a dorm, you stay in an apartment or suite. You don't have to pay for laundry on campus. It's a pretty cool thing, about what we can bring you in that regard. The other nice thing about campus is that our bookstore is right across from that Starbucks inside the Hub. We are a Nike affiliated athletic college, so everything that we have is Nike affiliated, or you can get like off-brand stuff from like Russell and things like that, but that's all in that bookstore for you. Another thing very unique to our campus and to our students is books, okay? Books are very expensive when you go to college, whether you rent them or you buy them. Our students at Bethany per semester, no matter if it's 1 book, 2 books, 5 books, or 10 books, only pay $305 for all their books per semester. So it definitely makes it very unique. You can save a lot of money by coming to us and only paying $610 for an entire year on books. So the average student pays a lot more than that, and probably that one price for a book. Actually, when I was at Bethany many years ago in 2007 as a student, I actually paid $600 for an anatomy book 13 years ago. So that kind of gives you an idea of how expensive books are. So that's another really cool perk about Bethany. If you want to bring a vehicle, you can bring a vehicle to campus as well. That is perfectly fine. No problem. It's just a $150 fee or $75 fee per semester. And you don't have to have it both semesters if you don't want. You can bring it one or the other. You don't have to bring one at all. And if you don't, just let us know and we'll take it right off your bill. So those are kind of some cool things that really, make us as a unique campus. The other really nice thing about Bethany is we have 32 majors and 33 minors. So some of our biggest majors overall do include social work, psychology, the biology realm, and that is including our pre-med biochemistry, our pre-health science, accounting, business, communications is very large with us, and also education. But all of our majors are very well represented on campus. It's really cool when you can have 600 students in 32 majors and 33 minors. And with us, you have the ability to double major. You have the ability to pick up a couple minors if you want, or you can just go in for the one major. What we can offer you in that regard is very unique. With our communications department, for example, anybody who's interested in the communications, we have our own TV station, and we have our own radio station. We have our own newspaper. There's a lot of different, communication ways you can get involved with us. And, all of our sporting events and different engagements on campus are live streamed. And all that is run by our students, from the trailer hookup to them running, the behind the scenes things, to the cable, to the cameras, to the announcing, to everything. That is all done by our students. Our students have their own radio shows on campus as well. So it's really cool with the radio station. And of course, our students write for the newspaper. That's done electronically. So that really makes our communications department unique. Our social work department is very unique because we require our students to do 500 hours of placement work within their 4 years at Bethany. And why is that important? Well, it's important because you actually get to go out and meet people and be involved in the workplace, in the social work environment. And that's been very beneficial to us because we have a very, very high placement ratio with that. We have a lot of students who also go on into the military and the police force with the social work background because they have that experience. So it's really cool. You know, the other majors on campus, really outside of teaching, because you have to do field placement work in your student teaching itself. The rest of those majors will work with our career center. Okay, our career center is tied very much into our academics. Our career center is going to work with you at job placement and internships and how to write your resume and how to get a job and everything succeed, basically when you leave Bethany, right? So our career center, Amy, who runs it, she's fantastic. She keeps all types of information on us. It's awesome. What she's going to do is work with you, right? And we're going to show you facts and reality. Where most places will try to sell you on a hope and a dream, we'll show you facts and reality. We will show you that Bethany's biggest employers of graduates do include TSA, the U.S. military, Coca-Cola, Johns Hopkins Medicine, IBM, Apple, Microsoft, Exxon, Chevron, the U.S. not the U.S. military, the Baltimore Ravens, the Seattle Mariners. So you can see, and Bethany College. So you can see Bethany graduates are very, very successful. They're going in the Fortune 100. They're going in the Fortune 500 companies. They're going into professional sports teams. They're going into, being our frontline defense with the U.S. military. They're going into a lot of great places. They're going to some of the top medical fields, with Johns Hopkins Medicine. So, that's our students, right? And that's where they go into. And that's because of the Career Center and the curriculum and what we can offer you. Bethany's biggest graduate schools for students that leave Bethany, whether they're going to master's degree or doctorate degree, do include Ohio State. And that's really big for students to want to become doctors of veterinary science. They go to Ohio State. Pitt is only an hour away from us. And a lot of students will go on to Pitt for medical school or WVU, West Virginia University. So those are three of the bigger schools right around us that people go to, but also that list does include MIT, Carnegie Mellon University, New York University, otherwise known as NYU, Stanford, and Harvard. So our students really, really go to big time Ivy League schools when they leave us to continue on with their education. Of course, other students will go to, like for me, I went to Ohio U. We've had students go to Purdue. We've had students go to Wheeling University. We've had students stay at Bethany and get their master's degree. We've had students go on to many different schools all across the country. So our students very, very much leave our place prepared to go into the real world. And Bethany graduates average $40,000 starting in their first time job. So that's a lot of money for a 22-year-old. And that's because we are successful in preparing you for the real world and preparing you for going to a job. So, that's really cool. And just to show you how successful our students are when they leave, out of the 2018-2019 graduating class, we had 4% go to the military. We had 20% go into full-time master's program or doctorate program, and 73% went into full-time work. That left only a gap of 3% who was in a gap year of our students responding back to that survey, which the survey was 82% of the graduating class surveyed that responded back. So our students were very successful. Sometimes when people want to tell you that stuff, they only show you maybe a small sample of the graduating class of like 10%. We had 82% on our response on that. So that's really important as well. Also, just a cool side perk, besides the Career Center, right next to it is the mailroom, right? So you have your home mailroom there. You can have anything sent to you. You can send stuff home, especially a Bethany mom shirt, a Bethany dad shirt, one of our sports shirts. You can have stuff from Amazon sent to you, whatever is easiest for you, you can definitely use our mail center with. So that's a really cool thing as well. The other thing too about being busy on campus, we have 30 clubs and organizations for you to be a part of. So every department pretty much has their own club. We also have different religious clubs on campus, different ethnic clubs. We have fraternities and sororities are very big on our campus, especially with the philanthropy efforts that they do. It's a really cool thing that our students get so much involved in that. Besides that, we have a very active campus. Okay, we've had Wiz Khalifa perform, we've had Waka Flocka perform, we've had Machine Gun Kelly perform, we've had Steve-O, and we've had Wild Out from MTV come and perform stand-up comedy. We've had motivational speakers from Maurice Claret to Chris Cluey, who was a punter for the Vikings. We've had different food trucks on campus and vendors and other bands for homecoming. We have a very exciting campus in that regard. We have get on the bus and go trips for students, so they can get on the bus and literally go anywhere and pay $5. So it's really cool in that regard. We have even small things like make your own license plate in the cafeteria day, right? Or we had a magician the other day, even with COVID going on, we had a magician here. So, it's really important. It's really cool to find a place that can definitely, have fun with you and you can have fun with them. That's really, really awesome. The other thing too is we're a very safe and secure campus. The school being 600 people, the town being about 1,000 people, we have a 0% crime rate in the town. The campus is very safe. We have a 24-hour security team led by Sarah, who's our director of security. We also have the Bethany Police Department. We have the state police. We also have the sheriff's department, and we are aided by the neighboring communities and their police departments. And we have our own volunteer fire department as well. So we're a very, very safe campus. Living in the times of COVID, we've taken very, very good precaution for our students, faculty, and staff. Our athletes are randomly tested every week. Brooke County Health Commission, who is the county that Bethany resides in, has done random testing for all students, staff, and faculty. And we have very, very much prepared our campus to be very safe. And it's literally like living inside a bubble. And we like to say it's the Bethany bubble. We've had to not shut campus down. We had very few cases, and we were able to isolate them along with the people that they were around, and we did not let any infection come to our campus. So it's really important when you're looking at schools, look at those things. What precautions are they taking? What is the spread like? We are literally living in our own bubble there, and it's very protected. A couple other things about Bethany then I'm going to point out here about the enrollment process. The enrollment process is very simple for us. You literally apply. Okay, you have a Common App or you have the Bethany app to choose from. You can do that. This application is free. The Common App will take a little bit longer if you haven't done it, but if you've done it, you can literally submit it to us and we'll get it right away. The Bethany app takes about 10 minutes to do. So we have that. And then we'll just need your transcripts, and you can have your school mail it to us, fax it to us, email, or send it through Naviance or Parchment, whatever's really best for them. And then if you want to send us your test score, if you've taken one, I know it's kind of hard for students sometimes with COVID going on to take their test, but if you've taken it or plan on taking it and you want to send it, that's fine. And if you didn't take it or don't want to take it, that's okay too. We went test optional for this cycle. So going forward though, I won't know that until later on, but we are test optional. What will happen is when your paperwork comes to us, we'll be able to look at what your GPA is and say you qualify for X amount of merit scholarship money. Now, what I will tell you is if you apply, say tomorrow and send your transcripts, okay, and we get you accepted and you gain $15,000 for merit scholarship money from us, okay? Now let's say your GPA goes up, let's say it goes up 1.5 points, okay, and it bumps you to the next category. We will repackage your financial aid to make sure that you're always getting the most institutional aid from Bethany possible. So it's very important to make sure you continue on strong, because if you can get more money from us and get an additional $2,000 or $4,000 because of it, then you definitely want to do that, because that's a lot of money in the long run. If you want to do a visit with Bethany College, which I encourage you to do, a virtual visit or an on-campus visit, you can definitely have $1,000 scholarship by just doing that. It's our on-campus or virtual visit grant. Okay, so you get $4,000 overall by just doing a visit with us. It's just very simple. It's literally go on our website, go under admissions, and literally go to campus visit, and you can sign up and you can hang out with us and check us out and see what you think. The rest of the financial aid is really going to be built off of what your FAFSA says. Okay, whatever your FAFSA says we can potentially give you, we will give you, and we'll be very competitive. We do have some larger scholarships on campus, such as the Presidential Scholarship, which is a full tuition scholarship. We have the Honors Program, which is roughly about $25,000 a year. And we have the Kalon Leadership Scholarship, which is about $21,000 a year. We have students compete for those scholarships on 3 different occasions. On 2 different occasions for all 3 scholarships. We have one in the fall, which is rapidly approaching here soon. And then we have another one in the spring, early in the spring semester. So there's 2 different dates for students to compete for those. And what you would do is you would fill out the paperwork for it, go through the committee review, and then you would be able to potentially interview with us. Okay. And any of that money that you would get would supersede your merit scholarship money from Bethany that you potentially got before. So, you know, as you can see, we have a lot of opportunities for you to get a lot of money. We have a lot of opportunities for you to be successful. We have a lot of opportunities for you to come and have a really, really good time. You know, that's just what our college is about. Our students being very successful, young men and young women, you know, academically, athletically, socially, you know, spiritually. We want you to come here and succeed. One of the other cool things, and I want to kind of save this for last, is that we are now getting our marching band back. So for a couple of years, our marching band was not around, but we are getting our marching band back. And Brad, our band director, has worked, you know, tirelessly and ferociously through this recruiting process, through COVID in the spring until now. And we are going to have our marching band back for next fall. It's really exciting. We do offer multiple bands on campus for students as also a choir. So our music department is definitely making a comeback, and it's really, really exciting because we're going to have, you know, the band at the games for us, and it's awesome. It is just so awesome. You know, Brad's a great guy, and he's just done a fantastic job with our music department. I can't, you know, speak highly enough of him. We also do have a music technology program if anybody's interested in that. We do have a recording studio on campus that you can actually be a part of as well. So with all that being said, that's a lot of information I threw at you into a short period of time. But what I will leave you with is please do your due diligence on us and every school, okay? Definitely look at big schools, small schools, medium-sized schools. Definitely look at rural campuses and urban campuses, you know, and ask the questions like, hey, how much your books cost? Hey, what is your placement ratio in this major? Hey, you know, what can I do with this degree? Those are all really, really important things as you go through your college process that you have to do. So if anybody has any questions, I'm going to give it a minute and see here. And looks like nothing's popping up with questions wise. So hopefully I answered everybody's questions. But I thank all of you for taking the time to listen to me talk about Bethany. And I wish you the very best of luck in your college search, and I do hope to see you on campus soon. And if not, that's okay too. But I wish you the best of luck. If I could ever be any help to you, please reach out. And if not, that's okay. But enjoy this time and enjoy the search. It'll be a lot of fun and very knowledgeable for you. So that's all for me.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And would like to take a minute to thank you all for joining us again. Once you close this window, a very quick 4-question survey will appear on your screen. As a reminder, you can view a recording of this session and sign up for many more sessions at oacac.org. And we thank you again and hope you all have a wonderful day.